Yeah, him, so when
I knew it, he knew it, I knew it.
If you told me 30 years ago that my baby Jebby would be leaving a movement like this, I wouldn't believe you. I would have said, oh no, not my Jebby. But here we are today. I always told him, follow your heart, Jebby. And I just never imagined this is where his heart would lead him.
I'm gonna get the elephant out of the room right now. Yes, I love my firearm more than anyone else in the world. Me and Rebecca go everywhere together, and I don't see the big deal in it. We mind our own business, and I make sure she doesn't pop her mouth off when addressing others. I would say our relationship has made us far better people when we're together. And isn't that the real goal?
Oh, Jeb? Yeah, I grew up with him. He was always a little rascal. He always sniffed glue in class. He just told me he liked the smell. I never really understood it. There was this one time he had to go to the front of the class. Glue was stuck in his nose. Couldn't even get it out. It fell out like 3 days later. We couldn't even get it out. But, yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a rascal. I don't really know.
I first met Jeb down in the gentleman's club. He was a goofy looking dude, but there's just something about the way he carried himself, you know. He had a waddle on his step that I found charming. He came up to me after my dance routine and offered me a drink. You know, I don't normally drink on work nights, but there was something about Jeb. He insisted that he won't leave until I tell him my name. Man, I loved him.
I loved Daisy with all of my heart. And honestly, I still do. But boy, is that girl hard to please. I'd have to take her out to dinner, get her things for our quarter anniversary. I'd have to help her out around the house, and I'd still get nagged into tomorrow. But with Rebecca, I don't have to worry about any of that anymore. All I gotta do is clean her out. I'd have to check her lead, and that's all I gotta worry about.
When did his obsession start? It was sometime around when he divorced Daisy. You know, he was really heartbroken and sad about it. Me and the guys decided to take him to the firing range, try to cheer him up, you know, shoot a couple rounds off. It always helped me when, you know, before I went to Iraq. Wait a minute. I was in Iraq? Bill! You alright, Bill? Yeah, I'm good.
It was just love at first sight when I met Rebecca. I had just finished watching Dirty Harry before, and oh, that 44 Magnum. I hadn't got that kind of feeling in me since I first met Daisy. So I ran out to the store, and there she was, all high and mighty. I bought her then and there, and I haven't looked back since.
Now, I always hoped Jeb would find true love after me, but what he's doing, it's just not normal. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I just need this time. No. Alright. Okay, listen though. It's only gonna be for a few minutes. It's alright. You just fart? No. Alright.
Jeb, what are you doing?
She's just a little camera shy, so I'm trying to give her a little talk. Here, it's okay. You'll do fine.
First time I saw my baby with that devil's machine was on Thanksgiving. I'll never forget that day. I didn't let one of those devils in there since that Thanksgiving day. That's the day my husband Bo died. Someone brought over one of those X-doohickey things. X-doohickey box. He wanted to play it. He was playing with the neighborhood kids. And they were making fun of him. And he started seeing them around the neighborhood throwing eggs at our house. Well, one day he was done playing Xbox and he wanted to go clean his guns. He walked up the stairs and tripped and he fell and he broke his neck. And I don't want that to happen to Jebby. Those things are devil's machines. I don't want them.
I realize what happened to my old man, but it's not the same with me and Rebecca. He treated his piece like a tool, and he was trying to push people away with it. I'm just trying to bring us together. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but me and Rebecca are sticking together. We're all just a little safer that way. I was getting sick of seeing all the hate against fellow arms like Rebecca. I felt like I needed to do something and stand up for those who couldn't speak for themselves. So I called down to the shooting range to see what I could do. And one thing led to another. Next thing I knew, I was online on the phone with our very own Governor Williams.
I first met Jeb over the phone. Before then, I was in a bad place. We had this proposition coming up that was just an end to open carry in this here great state. Now, I was plotting against this for months, but I knew if I was going to get this shot down, pun intended, we were going to need a new voice in my campaign. When Jeb spoke to me, he had this level of conviction in his voice that mine of my own when I first entered politics. I was so thrilled at his speech, I offered him a spot in my rally, right on the spot.
Well, folks, if you want to see fireworks outside of 4th of July, then the state capitol is where you need to be. Hundreds of proud Second Amendment supporters have brought out their heavy artillery to show the public their affection for all firearms. Out there on the front lines for our right to bear arms is none other than our very own Governor Williams.
All citizens of this here great nation, I want to thank y'all personally for coming out tonight and showing the world what it means to be American. We're here to talk about our Second Amendment rights. Lord knows I've done everything in my power to keep them naysayers at bay. Politicians don't listen. It's up to you, the common man, to make sure that our dreams stay a reality. Now tonight, I have a special guest, a fellow man, just like you, who understands the importance of our gun rights. Now folks, please, give it up for Jeb Cunningham.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Wow, this place is much bigger than I thought. Oh, Rebecca. Yeah, it's okay. You can sit down. Right there. You have no idea how great it feels to be around fellow arms lovers. Every day, the media makes me out to be the bad guy. Well, that's not the case. You see everyone he brought together here to see me give this speech. Everyone here, his friends, family, we're brought together for a common good. We're brought together for safety. We're brought together because the Second Amendment is in the Constitution. And it is our constitutional right to bear arms. Now, we're going to make an amendment to that amendment, add some intimacy into the equation, and we'll be more than a free nation.
For those of you looking for a ceasefire, it seems that you'll have to fight another day. The gun love movement has swept through the state and appears to be here to stay. Even those who stood firmly against Senator Williams have put down their picket signs and picked up a revolver to test out the craze for themselves. And to think that this all began 1 year ago with one simple man, Jeb Cunningham. What, the gun stuff? Yeah, I don't really understand Glue Sniffer. I've always kind of respected him, but, you know, as long as he doesn't hurt nobody, I don't really care what he does. But, between you and me, we're throwing a surprise party for him. Oh, go back in the chair. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we're throwing a surprise party. You should come. It's gonna be fun. It's fun stuff.
That party left me thinking. Before then, I only used Rebecca at the shooting range. So when I went to go grab her, I realized I was following in the same footsteps as my father. When I saw my mom at the hospital, I don't ever want to put her through that again. I wanted to make it official. So, calling it off with Rebecca.
So yeah, I wasn't really with Jeb with all that stuff he was doing with Rebecca. You know, he wanted me to sell the gun for him. You know, I just didn't have the time, and you know, it was a Sunday afternoon, and she gave me a cute look across the table, you know. But me and Carol have been great. Yeah, we've been great.